A very good morning to all of you. Welcome to this session, Competency Building Program by CBSE in association with MESE on Stop Motion. And to begin the session, I would like to invite Mrs. Neeti Sharma, Deputy Secretary, Skill Education at CBSE, to address the participant.
Thank you, Gaurav, so much. Welcome to all the participants who have been a part of this session today, and all our experts who would be taking us through the day vis-a-vis the animation, the stop motion animation that we are looking towards in this particular session. And I think we are all ready to embark on this fascinating journey ahead for the day to come and the days to come, I should say, because we'll be taking up a lot of informations and a lot of whatever you call it, the experts will let you know once we move out of today's sessions at the end of the day. I can only say one thing, that what I can understand animation is in a very simple term, which I, not being really an expert, would understand it. Something like an inanimate object is made into a motion, or we can say it's created an illusion of motion. So that is what for me an animation is. And what I have seen through the years is that animation has come through a long journey. I think it's a century-old thing which have got different names by the end of this century now. There were times when artists were, I think, creating images in thousands to make something of an animation in a very, you can say, for 5 minutes of an animation. They were creating each and every motion in picture, hand drawing, and then putting it. So right from that times, I think now we have the computer generated imagery, and now the kids are luckier to just go into that and start from that section and to go to the real animation. All said and done, what I as an educationist, or the people who are there who are a part of this today's session, would be more interested is how animation can really help in the education field. As the faculty, how can they really be useful? So for that, we can only understand that at each and every step, I think animation can play a crucial role into a teaching learning exercise or teaching learning ecosystem. Because what we would understand, and not only as educators, as normal parents, as normal human beings, is something which has a visual, something which has an audio video, has got more value in our, in our system here, in our animated system, in our brain here, rather than something that we read and we try to visualize. Because animation for education, I understand that in a class there are n number of students with n capabilities, right from the IQ to the language to the visual part, to even to a small thing ki kya wo class mein baithe hain, or they are outside looking at the rain. So even those small things, a teacher can't be really ready for all these 5-6 parameters to cover in one lecture. But I understand when we come across something which is an animated presentation or a PPT or a lesson, it will help. So मेरा ये मानना है कि animation is not only for the faculty which wants to take up multimedia or media as their courses for their students. It is for every educator. For a science person, they can have a cell can be explained in a good way. So simple. I remember when we were studying, we were just looking for a good diagram to understand how a digestive system works, or how a circulatory system or a respiratory system works. So for us, if we had a colored diagram instead of a black and white, it was circulated all around the class just to comprehend that. I think from that era to this era, now you can really see how the blood is flowing. You can create that animated thing. और मुझे लगता है वो lifelong रहेगा once it's done this way. So lot of things, I think we can go on, and I'm not touching the movies. I'm not touching the animation. I'm not touching the post-production, sorry. I'm just looking into one small thing. और उससे भी बड़ी चीज है, because we are talking about a course which at times can also be important in the career point of view. और उसमें मैं एक ही लाइन बताऊंगी, बाकी तो योर एक्सपर्ट्स विल टेल यू हाउ यू टू गो एंड व्हाट आर द अपॉर्चुनिटीज एंड हाउ द थिंग्स विल फ्लो. मुझे इतना पता है व्हाट आई एम गोइंग थ्रू द इकोनॉमिक्स एंड व्हाट वी आर लुकिंग इनटू द स्किल इकोनॉमी, दैट इन 2021 this particular sector in India itself had, I think, somewhere around 83 billion when we talk about animation, VFX and other things all put in together. And what the pundits nowadays are really looking into is that by 2024 it will turn into a 180 billion entity in all. So career bhi bahut acha hai. I hope I am not really into it in a big way. बस मुझे ये अच्छा लगता है कि कभी-कभी एनिमेशन के पीछे जो हमको पढ़ाया जाता है or whatever is taught, if you have some soothing music also, I think it works on the sensory system in a different way. So it can give a holistic experience of learning and teaching vis-a-vis if we take these things into perspective when reaching out to our students. Thank you so much. The floor is all yours. We have, I think, Aj, Gaurav and others will take you through. We are in a very, very interactive session. Believe me, nobody would really want to break for even lunch, and I can vouch for that. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful session ahead for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nidhi ma'am, for the beautiful message. And as you rightly said, the new age learning has to have new kind of tools. Animation is one of those tools. So we specifically look for this kind of a session wherein the teachers can learn some new subjects as well as they can use the knowledge that they gain through this particular session and implement it in their teaching processes. Even the students can pick up these things and we can have new age learning, new kind of tasks or assignments which can be given, new ways of learning processes. As you rightly mentioned, these diagrams in our time, even when I was in school, there was not much multimedia. We only had illustrations, most of which were black and white. And when the colored illustrations were seen for the first time, it was wonderful to see them. And now in today's age, the technology has made a lot of things possible, which was not possible earlier. So without spending a lot of time discussing those things, which definitely our experts will be able to tell you in a much better way, let me introduce our mentors for the day. We have with us Parminder sir. Parminder Singh Rubal is a design and animation professional at skill with over 20 years of industry experience. He has been simultaneously active both in production and education or training since the onset of his career. During his career, apart from successfully handling countless animation and design projects for clients around the globe, he has mentored and trained thousands of students to build successful careers in creative fields. For education management also, he has been rewarded at national level. Presently, he is also Asia Skills jury and expert for 3D game art. Parminder sir, over to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for that kind introduction. And thank you, Nidhi ma'am. You have initiated their minds into animation so well. And you very rightly said that animation is actually making some inanimate object animate, so giving life to something. So today, our intention, as discussed with Gaurav sir, it is to not only give one-sided lecture here for 4 hours. We want whole of the India to get included and do something with us. So we'll have a very interactive thing and very practical session is going on today. And we'll have multiple people, or rather our team, joining in. So we'll have 5 cameras today in the setup. At the Institute of Skill, we are doing all this with the support of MESC. And my partner here with me is Mangat Chauhan. Actually, I would like to introduce about Mangat. He one of the favorite show in India, and that also created in India, which is called the IP of India, happens to be Motu Patlu. We all are proud of that. This is one show that has captured the kids of India after, for so many years getting captured only by Disney characters. So it has been such a success for Indians. So we are proud to say that Mangat has been behind the success. He has been the supervisor and director of that show. He's behind the success of that show. And what makes us proud is that he has got trained from us and he's my student only. So in 2011, I trained him and sent him to Mumbai. And after such a success, he has joined back the team to, give back to the training, to the education side of the whole scenario. So he's here with me, and he will be also joining. He's on the floor with the teams who are going to give live demonstrations to you. So what I'm intending now is, I had shared one simple list, which I'm going to share it right now also. Whoever is there online, so I request if it's possible to get these things ready. They are so simple. So I'll just share that on my screen. And while you get your setup ready, I'll in the background keep on telling few things about animation. So first, I want everybody to see the setup and see the list so that they can start arranging, making a very simple arrangement that can be made in any room, any classroom, anywhere you can do. That is the purpose here. Actually, that is why StopMotion has been selected, because this is one medium which can be used by any layman. Any person who has got nothing to do with animation can immediately start encashing the power of animation in this medium. So I'm going to share that list, and also we are going to share the setup, and Mangat sir is going to show that how the setup is being done. So we will get something ready all across the India with everybody joining here should have that. Let me just share my screen, and I had requested these things. So I hope these things are very handy with everybody. So there is colored chart papers. So everybody who is listening to me, they can get their hands very easily on these things if these are around you. If not, then you can use simple papers also. So colored chart papers, at least 4 colors. Then we need colored modeling clay, at least 4 colors. So if modeling clay is not available right now, that is okay, because we are going to use clay after lunch. So in the first session, we are going to use only chart papers. And if possible, there's small piece of polythene or transparent plastic, and smartphone that is in the pocket of everybody. There's no issue in that. And you need to download one app, that is StopMotion Studio app. Pencil, sharpener, eraser, scissors, and then some arrangements to fix the mobile phone, which our friend Mangat is going to tell. I'm just making connection with Mangat so that he gets connected. Yes, you can turn on the camera. Yes, Mangat, you can turn on the camera onto the floor. Yes, here is Mangat. On the floor where the action is happening, there are 2 setups there. Yes, Mangat, please take us over to the setup of the first team so that everybody can see how the arrangement is to be made. A very simple domestic arrangement that everybody can make at their home, in their classrooms, anywhere.
Sure, sir. So good morning, everyone. So,
Guys, the director of Motu Patlu, the popular show, the show that has captured hearts of so many Indian kids. So he is Mangat. Yes, add skill with us. Okay.
here is.
You can just show the setup. Yeah. Yes. Yes, can we have Mangat just switch to the other side of camera? Not able to? Show me. No problem. Okay, let's have it here. Okay. Okay, guys. Mic is off. The mic is off.
Okay. So can you see, sir?
Yes, yes, yes. We can see you. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a very simple setup. Like we have used a plain background. This is a chart paper, and for handling camera, we have this jugaad.
Yeah,
So,
this is very important in India. Rather, this is the innovation of India. We have to do jugaad.
See, we have tripods. But we are using this because ये सबके पास available हो सकता है easily.
We want to make sure that all of you start using stop motion. So we are not stuck that we don't have tripod, this and that. No. We have not used tripods of our studio, especially for you. So we have just see what we have done. We have just put some sticks and some cardboards, and that's it. We want to make arrangement that you all will be able to do. So just look at, have a close look at it.
So this is our intention, that all the material should be easily available to everyone.
Excuse me, can I just intervene?
Yes, please.
I'm so sorry. I think the pinning is done on the slides at the moment.
Okay,
So
okay. I'm sorry. Is it okay now?
Not really.
So I think it should be in the hand of the user too, because we have all the cameras.
I think now it's okay. Now it's okay.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much.
It's okay, because it was just showing PPT at that
Thank
time.
you so much. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So again, we have very simple setup. This is a plain background. This is a chart paper actually, and here we will put our mobile for clicking pictures. This is this is a jugaad. We have used some cardboard, and
You can easily, yes, right. You can easily find something like that in your own setup, in your own rooms.
Yes.
You just need to keep one mobile camera. That's it. On top of the table. Yeah.
And we have some colored clay.
We'll be using it after the break. So before that, we are just going to use the. Yeah.
This will be our second assignment or practical. We have some papers for making some cutouts. We have made these fishes. You can see small fishes. These are just paper cutouts. So you can make it, and what is it? This is also clay.
Landscape पे करने को बोल रहे हैं.
Yes, sir. Okay, so that is it. This is very simple. So अभी आप अपना एक सेटअप बना लीजिए, आप ऐसे जैसे अब यहाँ पे दिखाया गया है. अगर सबके पास अवेलेबल होगा तो बहुत अच्छा होगा.
Yes, because actually we want this session to be engaging, in which we are not the only one doing something. We want all of the participants across India, they should be working with us. And we want everybody to submit also what they make at the end of the session. Because this is not going to be just a theory thing. It will be a session in which by the end you will actually take something with you to use right away. You will start using animation in your life right now, today only. From today evening, you can start implementing the things in your world. So we want everybody to be working with us. So if this simple arrangement is possible, we estimate around 10-15 minutes on this. You can make this arrangement while I'll be talking, and I'll be telling something more about animation. I'll be showing some stop motions also and their usages also. In the meantime, while I'm talking and telling, please get such a simple arrangement done. See, look at how things are done. So we just need one table on which, if you don't have chart papers, no issue. Even without any chart papers on the table, we can manage. You can we just need to cut out something. Like we are right now cutting out some colored chart papers. If you don't have colored chart papers, you can cut out from newspaper or any paper you have. So we can start with that. So we need to have scissors, those papers, and this such an arrangement in which your mobile camera can be on top of that. So this is one hardware level of arrangement we want. The second arrangement is the software level. So I'm going to suggest a very, very common app which is free to use and very easy to install. We would be installing that right now on your mobile. So on one hand, you will make this physical arrangement. On the other hand, you install this small app, StopMotion app on your mobile. I'm going to just write the name in the chat also. And let me for a moment share my screen in which I have mentioned it. It is StopMotion Studio app. So let me also message to everybody. Please install this app, StopMotion Studio. If I search it, this is the app actually, StopMotion app. Yeah, this is one. This is the one. Please install this. It's very, very easy to use. Anybody can use it. And the free version of it gives us a lot of facilities to get us going. So please take your time, install this and get the setup done. Both you can see on the screen. You can see the StopMotion Studio app also. And you can see a very simple arrangement that we have done for you. And I estimate that in up to 10 minutes, you will be ready. And while you are getting ready, I'll slowly pour in some information to you. Okay, so while you're making arrangements, let me talk about what is animation, like initiated very nicely by Aniti ma'am. Animation, as the meaning of this English word gives a clue. Animation means to animate something. To animate is to making something alive. So we say inanimate object, and this is animate object. So animate is living, inanimate is non-living. So when the video camera was initially invented and it started giving an illusion of movement and life. So then artists and scientists together started doing experiments where they thought that, okay, if there are multiple pictures that we click of real world, of real people, and then when we play them together, they look like they are moving. So how about making a drawing on paper, clicking its photograph, and then making another drawing with a slight change in it, and then again clicking a photograph, then making another drawing, again making another change in it, and then again clicking a photograph. And how about playing all these photographs at a rate of 24 photographs per second? Because we have a persistence of vision, humans have that. So whatever we see in our eyes, it remains in our eyes for a fraction of a second. So due to persistence of vision, if the images are put in front and then removed very quickly, we don't come to know that there is one image ending, the other image is starting. We don't come to know. We feel that it's going on continuously. So when 24 drawings with slight changes are played in front of our eyes, we feel that this drawing is moving. So movement was one thing, but when the artists started giving emotion or life into their drawings, like they made so well that it looked, the drawing is alive. So they started calling it animation, because they felt that one non-living dead drawing is looking like that it is talking. It has got life. So Mickey Mouse started looking like it's a living person. So we used to laugh, cry with those characters. So that is where the animation field, got born, and it took its shape when people could feel that these non-living things are not actually non-living, they are alive. We are able to cry with them. We are relating with them. Our emotions are being moved by these characters. So this is the birth of animation. So animation at core means to make something alive, which is not actually alive. So these are some of the basic things about animation. What is animation? Animation is about making the illustrations or non-living things alive so that they can move our emotions. Now, the next thing that would come to normal people, or rather any rational person's mind, that, okay, so we can make films using illustrations, right? We understand that. But why? Why do we actually need it till date? We can make a film using a video camera, using live models and living people. Why do we have to make non-living things alive? Why do we have to do that when we can actually be making films with live people? So what's the charm? What is the point making animation films? Why animation? Why is it needed? Actually, this list is very, very long. I'm doing it very short because I don't want to make it a lecture-oriented session. We are going to do more of practical. So I'm going to just touch some very generic ideas behind it. Why animation? Otherwise, there is a whole theory. We can study it. There's one big research, Understanding Animation by Paul Wells. It's one of in our library also at Skill. So it's a amazing piece of research, very popular in the world, which talks about the power of animation. The name of the book is Understanding Animation. So it tells about what is the strength of animation, why media is still using animation, why there are many things that only animation can do and other medias cannot do. So here I'm going to talk in a very simple way. I'm assuming here that all of those who have joined have got no real contact or professional contact with this field. And that is the purpose of this session also, that we want all the experts of other fields get to know about animation and start using animation in their area of expertise. That is the main purpose of. And so I'm not assuming that any animation expert is here, although if he's here, he's most welcome, and I suppose he's going to enjoy what we are talking about animation. So why animation is the next question. So basically, there is basic psychology. We are living in this realistic world all the time. And if we get to a medium, which is not realistic, it is stylized, or it is an exaggerated reality, by default, it becomes interesting. We are already living in the real life, morning to night. It becomes boring. We know what a person looks like. We know what a real person is. But suddenly, if a face comes, which is not actually real, it is an exaggerated. It's maybe exaggerated in a funny manner or exaggerated in some other mood, sorrow mood or serious mood or any other stylization. So first appeal in animation comes from that only, that any illustration or any reflection of reality, any piece of art has got an engagement value. So when we make those illustrations, those piece of art start moving and behaving like a real thing, real person, real human, by default, there comes an appeal, magnetism, and attraction in it. So we can easily notice it. Like I have my kids, my smaller kid is in class LKG, and I always see him hooked. Like last thing or first thing he would want in his life is, animated cartoons being played. It can be on any subject. So we can easily make use of teaching a lot of things. Like yesterday, he was asking for, like, I want to see something on TV, this and that. I said, okay, this is the time you can watch TV, but you can only watch ABC alphabets. He said, okay, fine. So he was okay with that. And I actually taught him for 1 hour, just showing him animated cartoons. So he wanted to see animated cartoons. I switched to some educational animated cartoon, and he started watching it for full day. I mean, full 1 hour. He kept on watching. I wanted to teach him cursive ABC, and he enjoyed it. And rather, another thing that reminds me, he also brought the copy which he used to hit from the other room and sat in front of the TV because the animated things were doing that. And he brought the copy, English copy, and started doing ABC because he could see those things animated in front. So this is just one example. We can find easily so many instances around. You can easily witness so many instances around you where kids are easily hooked to that. And you can actually pour in any type of knowledge, any type of education, moral teaching, whatever, through the animated things. Second point that I have put here, one is that there is a default appeal in that, and all youngsters easily get hooked to that. And although we adults also have got similar kind of some fascination for these artistic movies. The second thing is that animation makes it possible to communicate what otherwise is not possible. This is something very deep to understand. Like, there are many concepts for which we need some abstract expressions. We want to, show that how smoke can kill the earth. So there is metaphor in it. So if we want to communicate some concepts metaphorically, it's only possible in animation. If we want to depict it through realistic films, yeah, it becomes very long story or narrative or documentary and these kind of things that has got a different kind of message and tone. But the metaphor has got a different kind of poetry in it. It has got a different kind of touch in it. So if we depict or say something using metaphors or using abstract things, that gives a very deeper effect on the viewers. So something like I'm talking about very common these like global warming or any kind of thing like traffic, how the traffic can choke all the birds, for example, so much traffic, how it's affecting the birds. So we can, in a very metaphorical, illustrative way, symbolic way, we can tell those things. These are two major powers that we feel that animation has got. And by using these powers, you who are in different kind of areas in the world can start making use of it and capture the people, to engage them, to educate them for your causes, right? Okay. I hope these two things are very clear. I'm not having the facility of having an instant feedback from you people. I would have loved it. While I speak, I get some feedback from you that, okay, you are getting it, so that I can move to the next thing. I'm assuming everybody's liking it, and we proceed to the next thing that is an obvious next progressive question, that what are the types of animations? I'm here talking about few types of animations broadly, and I'm just going to give overview. If I get time later on during the workshop, I'll show something in detail of all these, what is 2D animation, what are these. But at the moment, I want these to be categorized in your mind in a very simple way. Then they are going to be continuing with the workshop. During the workshop, I'll again try to find some time to explain more about these. First is classical animation. As Niti ma'am also mentioned at the beginning, this is where the animation started actually. Classical animation is what? When each and every drawing, artwork is being made on a piece of paper, and all the frames are being drawn on separate papers. So if a film is being made, you can estimate how many hour and how many minutes, and in each minute how many seconds, and each second how many frames, 24 frames in every second. So thousands of frames they have to draw on paper. So all this process is done on paper by the drawing artist. So it's a very hectic process and very time-consuming process, and for today's date, it's very costly also. 2D computer animation is something like we see like Chota Bheem, and maybe let me see if I can quickly show you something so that before we get to the workshop, I show you some visuals. It must be here. I'll have to share my screen. Sorry for my very messy desktop. You know, mostly creative professionals do have such kind of mess around them. I'm going to share my screen as a whole, and I'll find something on my desktop. I must have kept something here. It's yeah. So you know, for something like this, this is computer 2D animation actually. So it's a very simplistic animation, but then with a very nice set of artists. So it has got a very good appeal as well. Let me see one thing more. I wanted to share my screen with the audio. Share screen and share sound. Okay, share now.
Oh, my arm!
Oh dear, Peppa has tripped and bumped her arm.
Animation?
I think we should call Dr. Brown Bear.
In this, every frame is not being drawn again and again. Computer software is saving a lot of work. So if once we make a character of Peppa, same is being moved and used. So it becomes much easier to make. So this is 2D animation.
It gets smaller every year.
Oh dear, tummy stuck in a chimney? Maybe I should just give you a quick checkup.
So sorry to interrupt
please.
in between the session.
Yeah,
There is one recommendation: if you can actually not keep the audio on as we are live streaming, sometimes the live stream videos are blocked for certain reasons. If the audio
Perfect. I got the idea.
nobody understands it.
I got the idea. I have turned it off. Thank you for guiding. So this is just an example. I'm just showing it to make you clear what type of 2D animations are there. And this is also Johnny Bravo. Computer supported animations. Huh? So like 3D production, once I've started showing the examples, let me also show you 3D. This is one of the 3D animation done here at scale. This is called 3D animation. This is 3D animation done here at scale. This is 3D. This is using 3D softwares. Actually, this is a training program. That is why we are seeing some progressive exercises here. So if we, like there are some realistic, very realistic also.
I don't want to kill you. What would I do?
I'm sorry, I'm clicking this on because I know this can be streamed.
I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you? Go back to ripping off mob dealers? No, you complete me.
This is one of our works. This is very interesting. Anyways, so this was just to give you a very, very basic idea of what is 3D computer animation. Now at the end, I'm mentioning stop motion animation. And why is this the topic of today? Because stop motion is something that makes you free from all the technical knowledge of 3D computer animation, technical knowledge about 2D computer animation, even the intricacies of classical animation. To make a classical animation, you have to be very good drawing artist, very good illustrator. For 2D computer animation, again, you have to learn 2D computer software techniques and various ways of doing 2D computer animation. And for 3D computer animation, first need to learn the 3D softwares in which you will create the 3D worlds. And then you need to learn a lot of techniques and practices of how to animate 3D characters in 3D software. But stop motion animation is something that we all can do without any intricacies, And this is what we are going to do now. Within that, there are categories: claymation, cutout animation, pixelation. What we are going right now is something similar to cutout animation. What basically is stop motion animation, that I'll iterate again. Stop motion is, you will have a camera like your mobile camera with that simple app. In front of that camera, there is something, some object in front of that. You click its photograph, right? Then you move that object. Then you again click its photograph. Then you again move it. Then you again click its photograph. Again move it. Again click its photograph. Again move it. Again click its photograph. Now you play all these photographs. That application that I've told you will give you that facility. You can easily play all the images that you shoot in one go. So when you play, it will look that object is moving, although you were moving and clicking photographs. But now, when you play all those photographs, it will look that object is moving. So this is what is animation. It has started moving, and it will look to the viewers that it is moving. Now, this is the simple technique. And this is the first exercise Mangat sir is going to tell. He's going to tell how to do a very basic animation to start with. Once you get that technique, you all are able to animate one object, which you will right now in 1 hour, within less than 1 hour, you all are going to animate right now. You'll be animators right now today. So you will animate that object. Once you get that technique, then we will try to tell a story, which is the heart of animation. If in animation you are not able to tell a story, appeal to the mind and emotions of the viewer, the purpose is not served. Just moving objects is not the purpose of animation. Once you learn to move the objects, then you get qualified, you get the power to tell stories through animation. So once we learn to move the object, which you will do within now half an hour maybe, and then we will tell a story. I'll tell you, Mangat is also going to tell you that also, that what story we are going to devise out of it. So this is cutout animation in a very basic term. And I hope you have got some of your setup ready, because our teams, both teams are ready. And Mangat is also on the floor. He's giving me a thumbs up out there on the floor from the studio. And I think I can stop sharing the screen and we can get to the floor right away. Mangat dear, can you just turn on your mic and continue with all the participants? Just tell them, guide them, what are you going to tell now, and make your first animation. And I am very hopeful they will also make the first animation with you. All right. So are we ready to go, Mangat?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you?
We are ready with our setup.
Wow.
So I hope सबने अपना सेटअप कर लिया होगा. जैसा फर्स्ट तो जो कैमरा जहां से हम क्लिक करने वाले हैं इमेजेस, उसको फिक्स कर लो, सो दैट जब हम क्लिक करें फोटो तो वो मूव ना हो. ओके, सो remember this, and we have these fishes which we will move. So let's start. कर इसको स्टार्ट करो. नहीं, कोई बात नहीं. Click, click. So he's moving these fishes little bit and then clicking a picture, then again moving. थोड़ा slow, हाँ, slow. Spacing ज़्यादा नहीं, slow. Click. So we have one more setup. Let's see what they are doing. Hey. Very good. So the same thing they are doing. They are moving the fishes. They are moving the fishes little bit.
Yeah, Mangat, I will request that you keep the camera close. Let them do the process, and also just show them how they are clicking the photograph, how they are moving the fishes. So basically, here Mangat is trying to show how to move the fish. I think we should ask everybody to just animate one fish. So guys, the first thing should be like if you all have if you all have to participate with us, the first step is to cut a fish with scissors. So a very simple fish will also do. A very simple fish. You don't have to be an artist for that. What we are going to do right now is to animate one fish. They are doing multiple fishes, but I want all the audience to just animate one fish. So if you have got your materials ready with you, please cut a fish out of the chart or a newspaper or any paper you have. Okay. Then put it on the table, and then you fix your mobile camera on top of it. In the mobile camera, Mangat, I would also like if you can, show, I don't know how will it be captured or not, on the mobile, if you can show the, that software, like how to start. Maybe they have just started. So maybe we can show them how to start with that. Maybe you can stop one animation and you can just show how to start, like the close-up of one software. Right, we can animate again. Don't worry, you can stop one animation right away. You can stop one animation, and we are going to show them like how to open that. First let's open that in front of them. Let's open the, you can put it upright please, so that we can see it on the screen. Upright. Hold it in your hand. You can hold it even in your hand. Show them the application. Okay, now yes, stop motion. Now click it and just open it in front of them.
Stop motion.
Because we're going to make it very simple for everybody. You just keep it close, please.
Can you see?
Yes, we can see. Now just click on stop motion so that the application opens.
Click on this software.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, and it's already working. No, we don't want that. We want it to be started from scratch.
Yes. So
Okay, now just hold it and show how to start. It should be upright, please. It should be upright. It's again not upright.
Okay, just a minute. Yeah.
I think you can hold this in your hand. Why is it still fixed? Maybe we can just hold it in our hand. Is it possible? Just to show them the the software, how to start. Is it possible? Just check. We can make the setup again because we want everybody to find it very simple. We don't want that we create something and everybody's wondering how they did it. So stop it and just show how to start with this. Okay. So what to do? Like this is something that opens. Keep it static, please. Keep it static somewhere.
Yes. Just
yes, we can see it now. So this is what opens.
This is,
and yes, now I think we have to click that plus to start it.
this plus sign.
Okay.
This plus sign.
Okay. Okay. Now this is open. Okay. Now what to do?
And
now from where to click the photograph?
From this
button, we have to click the photograph.
You can
okay, that means it.
Photographs.
Okay. So that means it is so simple. You open the app, and then this particular interface comes after you press the plus sign. And in this interface that you can see right now, you just need to do what? You just need to click the photograph from here. Now you just put it on the setup, and we are going to see that. Can you put it on the setup now? Yes. Put on the setup. Now, can we have a close-up look? Can you take your camera also on top of that? Maybe you can join from the other side. You can join from the other side of the table. Okay. Yes, you can just join from the table. Yeah, perfect. Very nice. Now just show how to click the photograph. Like you press the camera, and now
start with only one fish. Okay. Start with only one.
Okay. So you animate one fish. Yes. Just put one fish on the table. That's great. Can we have a close-up? Mangat, can we have a close-up of the mobile? Yes.
Yes.
You would like to see through the mobile. Okay. It's very difficult to see the fish. Can you put the fish? Can you put the fish down on the yeah, very good.
Fish will enter in the screen.
Yeah, okay. Now start pressing. Now start pressing the click button. Start pressing. Okay, click. Now move the fish. Now move the fish.
Click.
Now again press.
Move it ahead.
Again move.
Click.
Click. Again move.
Click.
Click.
Move.
Again move.
Click.
Click. You can make slightly bigger moves because we are just demonstrating. We need to understand one thing, that if you move smaller space, if you move slightly, the fish will look slow. If you move more, the fish will look fast. So if you want the fish to move fast, you will place the fish at bigger distance on every photograph. And if you want the fish to move very slow, you will place the fish very close to each other. Like every frame should be moved very less. Okay. Click. Yes, move. Click. Move. Click. Move. Click. Move. Click. And maybe for the simplicity, they are just moving their fish in a very straight manner for you. But if you make it zigzag, if it's moving up and down like in river, it may look more interesting. It's going in a wave kind of motion. So that also you can do. But for simplicity, right now we are just showing how the things move. Okay, move and click. Please continue.
Move. Move.
Yeah, very good. Very nice. Okay. Yes, yes, amazing. Okay, now can Mangad, can you just press the play button, because this application, you know, gives an immediate play also. Play. Give us a close up. Play. Wow, wow. Amazing. See, play it again. We don't have to change settings. Let them make it on the default settings only to keep the thing simple. So guys, can you see? We can just shoot it in the app and then play. You're doing nothing but just moving it, clicking photograph and playing it. This is the root skill. This is the only thing you all need. If you are able to do this, rest depends upon your imagination. You can tell loads of stories. And whatever you are teaching, whatever subject, you can include this particular technique to teach any of your field. It can be as simple as teaching very primary students when you are teaching some basic stories to them, and it can be to the advanced students where you want to teach history in a very interesting manner. You want to tell them how the map of India changed, for example. Okay, another team is doing another thing. Okay, they want to show that. Wow, they just animated something. See, wow, 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 wow. That's an amazing story. Can you see, guys? That's amazing. See, interesting. So, game between the fishes. One scaring and then another bigger one coming. The mama coming back. Wow, guys, amazing work. Beautiful.
Very good, Simran.
Yeah, there are two groups, both doing amazing things. I hope, Gaurav sir, we are doing something good.
It's wonderful. We are getting a lot of very nice comments. I'll share with you.
Yeah. So, the action going on parallelly. So two groups making something really good. Great. So, guys, I want you all to now attempt this kind of thing, and I'll just share you one Google Drive right now, and I want you all to put Mangat, another thing, you need to tell them that how to export video out of this. That's very important. Yes, Pooja ma'am is saying that it's really helpful and amazing. Children can understand any concept by this. Thank you, Pooja ma'am. Yes, that is the purpose, because kids enjoy it, and moreover, important thing is that they themselves can get involved in it. So it's not only teachers who are going to make animations for them. You can ask them that, okay, this is how the geography or the kingdoms changed in India. So let's depict that on the map of India. So they are going to make cutouts and show that how, Rajputs and then Mughals came and what all happened, and how the, Britishers came. So you can make stories on anything you want to teach in the class. The kids will themselves start making animations and stories for this. So now we need to, yes, Shanaz ma'am is saying the concept-wise children will even enjoy it. It'll be fun learning. Yes, perfect. That is the purpose. Yes, it'll be fun for them. All boring history, geography, whatever you want to teach them, chemistry, physics, you can make a game for them,
Yes, sir. Sorry to interrupt you. I was getting a lot of questions, I think, but those questions have been answered. Most of the questions were how we can use it in a specific subject. There were questions like how we can use it for teaching history, mathematics, how we can use it for teaching science. I think most of the questions have already been automatically answered. But if you like to add, please.
Yeah. Basically, what I would like to mention here is that our purpose here is to give the full power of animation to you and tell its potential. Like, for example, you are talking about mathematics in a very simple way. If you want to tell that 1 + 1 is equal to 2, for example, I'm just getting a random thoughts. So if you make something like that there are two ones coming and they're joining and then morphing into 2, for example. But real solutions you people are going to find, because you are the experts of your subjects and you know your own audience very well. We are telling you what all potential can be possible. In the second half, I'm going to talk about morphing, metamorphosis. You will get another angle of this animation and you will have so many ideas which you can directly apply. This one is something that I'm talking about is stop motion, in which whatever story you want to say, for example, in chemistry, you want to, show some chemicals creating some kind of colors. So you ask the kids to make an animation for that you pour water and you pour this, and then, maybe red flames comes. So they will cut out the different things. They are going to mix it and they are going to, show that animation. So this is another way. So you will have to creatively think for your own subjects with your own students or own audience. So there's no limit actually. What do you say, Gaurav sir? There's no limit in, this cutout of kind of storytelling. So that's, yeah, your mic is off. Your mic is off. Gaurav sir, your mic is off.
Oh, sorry. There is another question that we have. Since now people are coming out with a lot of new ideas when they have looked at it. So the question is, can any specific animation type, I think they want to say whether stop motion can be clubbed with any other type of animation also, and is it generally done?
Yes, very good question. It's rather a very matured question. We are here touching stop motion because we are in an effort that all of you who does not even have a very good relationship with computer technologies are able to encash the capacities of animation. So that is why we are sticking to stop motion. But otherwise, in real world, when professionals and experts are engaged, we would always prefer to do a mixed medium. Stop motion is very commonly combined with a lot of things, which is called motion graphics. We use After Effects, we combine it with motion graphics. We can combine it with 2D animation also. Sometimes we can do some experiment with 3D plus 2D and stop motion. So I would also like to show some of the experiments done by our students in stop motion. It'll be fun to watch. We have already talked about, relationship with the academics and all. You will see how funny takes can be done with stop motion. So it is some of our students here at Skill who did that. I'm going to share the screen and you will also see some different kind of approaches like stop motion using light. If I click with a camera with a slightly longer exposure time, and if I move the light in front of that, so the shape I make with that light becomes an image for that photograph. Like for that frame, that whole movement of light gets captured, right? So in that way, there's another experiment that started with, experimental animators, which is called light animation. I'll also show you that. Let me share my screen. It's here. Share my screen. I have kept some of the experiments here ready. This on the channel only, screen channel. So all the students doing different kind of experiments. I'm not sure about the audio again, so I'm keeping it off. See, it'll give you a clue. Maybe some physics or some basic physics things can also be taught through this. And if you ask students to make it, it becomes much more engaging. They get personally involved if they are making themselves. I can share audio for this because this is our own film. Okay, how do I stop share it again? And I see share sound is on. Okay.
हम पंछियों की भांति हर बदल.
This is a storytelling, very nice storytelling through stop motion.
हम पंछियों की भांति हर बदलते मौसम के साथ निकल पड़ते हैं, बदलाव के विरुद्ध दूर दिशा और तलाशते हैं एक नया बसेरा, घर का एक विकल्प और छत की छाया. पर हे अंतर्मन, जिसकी तुष्टि को निकले थे हम, असंतुष्ट लौटता है. हर गुजरते बरस इन्हीं घाटियों में एवं खोजता है अपना पुराना घर, ठीक पंछियों की भांति.
So this was actually Vinny sir, our director of scale. He had written a poetry, and on that poetry, the kids animated this. Can you see how wide can be the application? This is the depiction of that poetry in stop motion using sand. This is one glass and there's light down there, and on top of it there is sand, and the setup is similar that we are just showing you. There's a mobile camera on top and we are clicking it. There's another some experiments done by kids. They're trying to show metamorphosis kind of thing. One thing coming out of the next. There's also some kind of here we can see some kind of mixed medium also. There's light animation between the stop motion. This kind of clip. There's another story. I don't know. It's not a story. It's very. So he was just experimenting with clay. So this is another experiment of that Pac-Man kind of. Some of you might think of some other application for your education looking at this particular. This is also done by similar technique that we are employing right now on the floor. Just photographing the cutouts. So this is one film. Like this is first a rough. We call it animatic. I don't want to get into technical stuff, but we plan the movie first on paper, and then after planning the movie, we make it here. This is the made movie. Let's have a look at this. Movie name is The Pain. So this kind of stuff. There's some animation done by one student. Love. Wow. Great one. There's somebody experimenting with. No, this is also stop motion. What's this? Let's see. All right. See, metaphorically talking about deforestation and all, again, this is what we were mentioning, like how, these kind of things become possible in animation when we can transform things into one another, metaphorically say a lot of things. I was talking about light animation. I'll just show one experiment done here using light animation. This is again stop motion, but using light, like torch, for example. See, just some crazy take, like kicks light and it goes into our workshop and it lights up the lamp. So while I'm showing, I'm assuming that you guys who are having that facility right now, they are animating it. I'm just going to share a Google Drive, and then we are going to have you get the things submitted. I want this simple clip of that fish get uploaded. Okay, I think one question still remains that I think Mangat was to tell about how to export that clip into a video format. Mangat, can you just demonstrate here? I think I interrupted.
Yeah.
I'll just continue you. Hope that when we animate that fish, simple fish is animated, how to export that into one video, because everybody now is going to animate it and they are going to put it on the drive. I'm just going to share. Please tell them. Turn on your camera. Yes.
Can you see it? So there is an option. There is 3 dots.
Can you make your camera horizontal? Yeah.
Like this?
No. I mean the way you were holding it. Your own camera.
Just take a minute.
Just a second. Just I'll come to you.
हाँ अभी ठीक है ना?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. So we have 3 dots here of
Like how do we get here? Like after we have made that film, like can you get us to that point when it was open? Yeah, we were seeing this.
This is open, and then
we have to go back.
Press this back button. Okay.
No, okay, yeah, back button. Yes.
There is a 3 dot.
Okay.
Here, and then export video, export movie.
Okay.
And then save as.
Okay.
And it's done.
Great. So it's exporting. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, great. So you can now share also, upload also, right? I have given you one path. You please, guys, or everybody put it there, because I can also play it from here so that they can see what you have made. And now we are going to convert this into a story. So that will be the interesting take, guys. All get set now, because this was the first, basic skill we are teaching. Now everybody is going to animate that fish and are going to upload on the path that I'm giving right now. After that, what we are going to do is we are now going to convert it into a story. Now, what is the story? You are going to animate fishes first, like the way we have taught. You can even animate one fish. No compulsion of animating many fishes, but you have liberty. You can animate many fishes also, or a single fish. The story is about the pollution, the way we are throwing things in the water pollution or pollution. So what we are going to do is we are going to use a small piece of polythene, which we had mentioned in the requirement list as well. We are going to use, let me share my screen again to that. Where is it? Just give me one moment. Here. Just a second. Yes, I am going to come to my main screen, and I had mentioned that we would need a polythene kind of transparent plastic sheet. Can you see the third point, guys? We need 2 inch by 2 inch. Chota sa, we need a polythene kind of thing. You can find it from around you, any packet or any, polythene or any transparent sheet. So what we are going to do is we are going to depict pollution, that a polythene bag is thrown into the water, which falls on that fish, and the fish gets stuck in that polythene. And then it is, kind of, tadap rahi hai, kya bolte hain usko English mein? It's just feeling uncomfortable, choked in the polythene. And then ultimately it dies. So this is the story. And it becomes a complete film also, giving the message of stopping pollution. At the end, you can write the name of your school or whatever. And how will you write? You will use the stop motion technique only. You can cut out the letters of your school, and you can put one letter, click photo, second letter, click photo, third letter, click photo. So at the end, the whole titles will also come in a stop motion style. So we will make this film right now, guys, and I'm going to give you the drive and you are going to upload. So it's going to be a practical workshop. It's not a theory. We are not here for lecture thing. You all are doing, here also people are doing, you are also doing. So first you have to put that animated, fish, and then we are going to convert it into that film, okay? So give me a moment. I'm going to share you the Google Drive to put your animated fish clip over there. Just a second. Let's stop share. Mangat sir, can you just continue showing the visuals from the studio floor?
Yes, yes, sir.
Please turn on the camera and keep them connected, please.
So we have done a very short movie. One more movie. Click करो, click करो. हाँ, अभी play करो. Just a minute. अभी play करो. हाँ. Play. Play it again.
Wow, wow, amazing. Great. So here they are depicting that something is falling on them and they are saving.
Yes,
Wow,
yes.
wow, this is looking beautiful. So different takes on that. Wow. Shenaz likes it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Such a beautiful thing, you know, how the others are saving. There's a different take on pollution. They are saving. People are throwing something on a cute baby and it is saved. Amazing. So guys, it must be inspiring you. Yeah, Shilpa is also saying this, loved it. Just made it. Wow. See, in moments it's possible. You all can do it. In moments, they've just animated this. Right now they started about this. That's great. Now guys, I just came to know that there would be some platform issues due to which I cannot collect your submissions live right now. But what is suggested is that we would be in the feedback form, we would be giving you a link on which after the session, you can make the submissions of all your, your clips, whatever you make. Or even if you want to mail, you can mail to info@skill.in. If you want us to be directly reviewing it or giving you some feedbacks or some additional educational knowledge, we can also do that. If you can, just mail us on info@skill, and otherwise the drive link will be shared in the feedback form via Gaurav sir. So otherwise I can still share the email ID. So on this, for any technical scrutiny or inputs, you can easily mail your work, and if we find it good, we would even get the selected works published on our website or even on our Insta handles. So I can publish your work if you make some good kind of this film in which the social message is very clear about pollution. So this is what we are targeting in this film, and against the water pollution and how the fishes are suffering because of that. Okay, so let's have another take. So let me ask Mangat if they are attempting something with polythene. Okay, so that is done. That is done. Okay, that's great. That's great. That's great. Okay, guys. So I would like you all to be trying something. So what about the other group? Is he doing something? Right? Okay. Oh, all right. So guys, we want you all to try these things right now. So after that, we will be moving to the play thing, which is called metamorphosis. And I'm also going to talk about something called pixelation. So metamorphosis and pixelation, actually within stop motion, is my screen shared? Let me share screen. Okay. Share my screen. Yeah. Okay, guys. So yeah, we were talking about some types of animation in which we talked about classical animation, 2D, computer and 3D computer animation. I was showing also some of the steps of 3D character animation. Actually, 3D character animation goes to very high end. When today's movies like Avatar also, there's also 3D animation, although not done manually, being done through some what do you call motion captures, or now new AI techniques will come, are already there, which makes 3D character animation very easy using high-tech systems and softwares, of course. Within stop motion, I have mentioned few techniques. What we did right now was cutout animation. In the later half of the session, we are going to see claymation. We will be within claymation understanding one concept which is called metamorphosis, which is not actually connected only to clay or stop motion, but it is easy to show metamorphosis using claymation. That is why in claymation we are going to do this metamorphosis, which actually means that one thing transforms into another thing. This, when we show you, you will find that this in itself can open doors for teaching a lot of things. So this we are going to do after lunch that we had planned. And in that we would be needing clay, colored clay, and I expect everybody to be having clay. The other setup will be remaining the same, the one that we just showed you, one table, and on top there is a mobile camera with the stop motion studio software. That's it. That is what you need. One table and one smartphone. Two things are enough to do any kind of stop motion animations. It depends that what subject you are using. You're using toys, you are using cutouts, you are telling stories through cutout papers, or maybe you are using sand, or maybe some other stuff, maybe using wool as a cotton. You can be using anything. So similarly clay. So this we are going to touch. I'm also going to introduce about pixelation. Pixelation is also a very interesting thing. Pixelation is what? You just assume that we are doing stop motion, but for stop motion, we are using humans as the objects. So that actually means that we click the photograph, the way we click of cutouts, the way we click the photograph of the models, but instead of the cutouts or models, we have a real human being. Like for example, if I stand here and somebody clicks my photograph and I'm in this pose, and after that I move a little bit behind, and again somebody clicks my photograph, and again I move behind, again somebody clicks my photograph. And if we play these photographs, it will look that as if I am floating behind, I'm moving behind. So similarly, if somebody clicks my photograph here, then I move here. Then again clicks photograph, then I move here. Then click photograph, then I move here. Then click photograph. So it will look that I am sliding behind. So in this way, we can make very interesting videos. For example, two boys are there, and one wants to play Superman. So what he does is, he punches the other boy. The moment the punch touches the other boy, now the other boy we want him to slide on the ground. Maybe it's a big ground, grass is there on the ground, and we want that one boy is punching the other boy and the other boy is sliding across the ground. So it's very easy with pixelation. We just need to click photograph, then move that boy, then click photograph, then move the boy, then click photograph, then move the boy, click photograph. So it'll give that effect. Once you start doing that, I will just try that in the second half. On one side, there is clay metamorphosis going on. And on the other room that we have got, VFX room, we happen to have a rather blessed by God. We have got the biggest VFX room, green room available here in Chandigarh. So we are going to move there and we are going to show some pixelation stuff also there. If it's possible, I'll ask Mangat if it's possible that we can do pull both the things together. So it will be interesting. Like we have two teams, one team can be trying that and the team can be, Mangat is giving me a thumbs up.
Yes, we will do it.
That, so it will be fun. So one will be doing metamorphosis with the clay, and we have got the topic of very simple metamorphosis, maybe one letter transforming, like we write A and that transforming into something like apple or something, whatever they were storming with me, that they can do something like that. And on the other side, we can do some pixelation of that kind. Okay, we had one slide of, because we were told that please do mention about principles of animation, but I suggest that at this moment of time, we don't have to get into this detail. This is not going to serve all of you to get into this detail, because these things do make sense to somebody who's getting into serious animation. But if we start getting bothered about this, it's going to stop you from getting into animation. So don't get bothered with principles of animation, 12 principles of animation that Disney people found in their Disney studios, what detailed studies they're involved in that. Please don't get bothered about that. There are these, you will easily get to understand these things once you start. Most important thing is the simple technique that we just taught you, you use that and start telling stories. Story is the heart of animation. You start telling stories, very simple stories, make simple cutouts, simple scenarios, move them, shoot them, put the audio also. In that app, you will also find adding the audio. Mangat, can you for a moment show in that app there is a feature of adding audio also, There is one feature in which you can just show me if you can in that app, if somebody can show me that app, in that we have a feature of adding audio. You can just press the mic icon in that, and if you just press that mic icon, you can put your audio very easily behind that animation that you just created. So you first start creating some animation, you can also put your audio. You can even put your music also. Once you, because it's so intuitive, the app is so intuitive that you can easily do that. Like it's in my hand right now. Yeah, this is. Can you show it in your camera? Yeah. Can you just, guys? This is one. If you just maximize our this video, this is the. I think once we create it, after that is something created. This is the project we just.
Hi, Parminder sir. I think you will need to turn off your screen share for that highlighting.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Then we can see. If I go back, okay. If I go back, and if I go into this, we just made, right? See, this is we just made this film, right? This is the what we made. No? Yeah, this was right. That one. This is the earlier one that kids made. Okay. Now what we do is, if we press this and I say something, allow StopMotion to record audio. Yes, I say allow. I say record. And now, oh, we are in front. Oh, scary. Ah, see, I can put some audio, and if I now play, I think the yeah. It's so interesting. Done. And if I play now, there's audio behind it. Right, good, no? Yeah. Okay. I hope you got the idea. It was good. I think, Gaurav sir, the idea was passed, not like how we can easily add the audio also just pressing one mic, isn't it?
Yes, yes. So that was wonderful. Very easy for everybody to create content, any kind of animation and other things. So it was just wonderful.
Anytime in the hand, everybody has got the smartphone, simple app. You just need a tabletop. That's it. Start telling stories. Get all the kids involved. Convert all your content into interesting stories. Make them engaged into the boring stuff also, and they'll have fun. So any question, Gaurav sir, if I have not been able to answer, please shoot any question.
Yes,
So that
there are a lot of questions, but first of all, I would say that you must have got some sort of sixth sense, because as soon as I was reading the questions which were there, you were already answering them. So I did not need to ask the questions.
Thank you so
But
much.
since the questions are there already, so let me ask the questions so that maybe it may be repetitive, but still I'll go through the questions. So
Okay.
one of the questions is, how can we implement this in primary classes for
Okay.
younger students?
Okay. See, we are trying to take examples here also of those which are more related to the primary things. We are not even taking the subjects of advanced studies. So while we are, demonstrating these examples, the ideas might have already started coming to you that for primary kids, it's very easy to, and very natural to use this kind of storytelling. The example that we are going to take in the second half is metamorphosis for very simple thing. I specifically thought about primary classes only in the beginning. So that is why we planned an exercise in which letter A transforms into apple. So it metamorphoses into apple. So if we do this kind of stuff, the kids can get the thing implanted in their mind that, okay, A is for apple. And storytelling, you've already seen. This is something that, first of all, connects to the kids. So I have seen my kids, if you want to teach something, you just start telling story. You just turn on the animated stuff, and they don't mind if it is made by Pixar, top Avatar movie, or somebody made a stop motion. Have you ever noticed? Kids don't bother. If it's a very interesting story, even if it's with simple pictures, simple cutouts, simple stop motion, they love it. It has to be engaging. That's it. Interesting. That's it.
Right. I think that is why a lot of manga animation is also becoming popular, because they have good stories, but the animation is very blocky.
Simplistic, very limited animation, but very intriguing stories. So even
and we have a similar question that is being asked. So I will rephrase the question. The question is, why is there so much jump in the animation? I mean, somebody wants to say that it appears as if it is being stuck. So it's not moving smoothly. It appears to jump. So there is this animation which is jumpy. How can we make sure that it becomes smooth?
You mean to say the animation that you see right now has got a lot of jerks? This is what he means?
Yeah, I think something to do with frame rate or something like that.
Okay. If we understand the question that whatever you see right now animated, why is it jumpy? Why is it not smooth? Let me tell you. What is it? That if we are clicking photograph for every frame, and then we are playing it at 24 frame rate, it is going to be very smooth, provided that all the placements on every frame is in a sequence or in a particular way, which is called slow in, slow out, and other stuff, which you can learn later on also. But in a very basic terms, if the photographs that you are clicking, you play it at 24 frame rate. Right now, the things that you are seeing, are at a lesser frame rate because it's for simplicity. And moreover, I'll tell you another thing. You don't get too much bothered about very smooth movements, because in case you have to do a lot of hard work to get smooth movements, we have noticed that kids don't bother about this also. Even if it is slightly jerky, it has got its charm of its own. It has got a raw touch. So stop motion would mostly be slightly jerky, which has become the character of that medium also. So if in the stop motion it's too smooth, like 2D animation or maybe in 3D animation, it'll somehow sometimes loses its pleasure also. So let the stop motion be slightly jerky. Don't worry about that, because it's conveying. The ones that you just saw, they have been made in a very short time with very less labor, because we wanted to make something that you all can make without. If you start following the target of making very smooth animation, you might end up getting frustrated, not getting that smoothness, and you will fail to tell the story quickly to the kids. That is the main purpose. So you don't get bothered in stop motion about the jerkiness. You just see if the story is being told properly or not. I hope I make the point. Gaurav sir, what do you say?
Yes, definitely, sir. That was very helpful answer. And the next question is, in school, we have a 30 minutes class. So can we use it during a 30-minute class also?
Yes, that was the main purpose. Whatever we are teaching right now is so quick. Once you get the instrument ready, the way I've shown you, an instrument is nothing, is just one danda, one stick or something jugaad. Once you get that ready on the tabletop, and once you try it yourself, the way we are asking you to try it right now, once you are done with that, you can easily get clips ready within half an hour. That is what they are doing. Actually, while we were talking, they got that ready. So there's nothing prepared before that. I just told you about that we will make something with polythene, and they just made that. So it's so easy. That's why don't get bothered about jerkiness. That gives a pleasure, that gives a charm. And just see what story is to be told, and it gets delivered. Within half an hour, it will be done. No issue.
Another question, I think it is from a science teacher. The question is how we can use stop motion animation or with the existing science projects. I think they are talking about the models. If they've already created some science models, like maybe a windmill or something, how can we use it for creating animation?
That gives me so great idea, yeah. So I think that will be paradise. If you want to do stop motion and you already have models, it waters my mouth. So because that is what you need. You, for example, a windmill is there and you want to demonstrate something. You see the power of stop motion. You can show it working with stop motion, and you can use various things symbolically also. For example, you want to show some wind blowing or something like that, you can cut out the charts and you can click photographs and showing things moving. You can try different orientation, put it against a wall. On the wall you can be drawing something or putting the charts pasted on that, and you can also changing the position of your model, and which will show it that as if it's moving. So the flexible thing that we just show was one flat chart paper on which you cut out anything and you can tell any story. But if you have got models, you can do a lot of things. You can, first of all, you just try a very simple animation. You just take that model and move it a bit, whatever the model is, whatever part moves in it, you just move it a bit and click photographs, and then you play it. Once you see it playing, the ideas will come in you. That, okay, now what all I can do with it, and even involve the students into it so that they do it, they will understand better. Because if they themselves start doing animation, in a way they are doing animation, and subconsciously they are understanding the concept that you are actually trying to teach them. So they are doing animation, but they are actually learning your subject. Yes.
And we have another question.
Yeah, sure.
That is, what is the maximum length of video we can make in a stop motion app?
Okay, I have not experimented the limitation of this particular app, but this app also gives the full version at a very nominal cost of 500 rupees, this particular app. So although I'm not here to promote this particular app, this is one of the popular apps. There are so many apps, you should not find any limitation. Because if you are seriously, for our experiments, this free version was enough. But if you are seriously into it, want to experiment more, you would not find it painful to spend 500 rupees. And after 500 rupees, this particular app gives no limitation. The limitation could be the space in your smartphone, but today that is also not an issue. The phones are really smart now. They are having huge memories. So you don't get bothered about that. You can create very, very long animations.
We have another question popping up, which is how we can use it for phonic words.
For?
Phonic words.
Phonic words.
Phonic words.
Yeah, actually, I would need ideas from them because these are their subjects. We'll have to storm because I'm exploring the mediums, I'm sharing the mediums. We will have to, there are so many subjects for which animation is used. So my suggestion would be that you sit together and storm with the members that belong to your subjects. And you will come up with a lot of ideas. I'll also have to think, whatever you're asking, I'll also have to think that, okay, man, what can we make for this? So there can be many ideas. So I may not be an upright answer for this, but of course we can come out with a lot of ideas for any situation.
And the next question is something that I think you have already answered, is how we can think of concepts for creating stop motion animation.
How to think about concepts. There are actually formal ways also of creative thinking in which we have taught a lot of stuff, like there is mind mapping, brainstorming, and how that converts into, how we do divergent thinking, then how we converge into that. But if I talk about in a very simple term is, you first feel free. Once you look at the medium, like you already have a medium in front of you, you have already experienced that, you have already seen that, you have it in mind that what all can be or cannot be done in this medium. Now you set yourself free. Maybe you sit with another of your partner, maybe you sit in a group and start shooting ideas without thinking that idea is good or not, is implementable or not. You set yourself free. Say wrong things. This is what brainstorming is. You keep on shooting at each other. Okay, this can also be done. This can also be done. This is called brainstorming. You will have a lot of stuff out there. Maybe you can keep writing it on the paper, maybe 20, 25 ideas. You just say that we are going to put wrong ideas first. So you put down wrong ideas. This is how we do. This is storming. And you will find that the good ideas start emerging from that. Then slowly, the divergent thinking will turn towards convergent thinking when you spot, okay, yeah, let's make this or that. This is the basic thing. After that, we do slight planning that I showed you for one film. We make rough drawings that, okay, let's make this, which is also called formally storyboarding, but you don't have to get bothered about that. You just make rough sketches of whatever you're thinking. In bad drawing, it'll do, no issues. After that, you make your cutouts or your models or clay, and then you can start shooting the way we have shown you.
That's so insightful. And another question is, can we use humans in stop motion animation?
We can use humans.
Can we use humans?
Yes. That is the interesting stuff coming up after the lunch. You have good lunch and get ready for that stuff. This is called pixelation. Because, while experimenting exploration, animators came to know that, okay, while doing stop motion, we are using objects. What happens? We use humans for that. So if we use humans, there are so many things that is not actually possible in life that becomes possible. For example, you are sliding across the corridor of your school. So we can show you can show your kids, or you can make your kids also do that. You just touch the kid and he goes. Or maybe you can make, this idea just came to me because I'm always convincing my small kid to have milk. Today also, he just, after milk, he pushes me and then I fall down. I say, with milk, you have got so much power. You can easily, put me down. So maybe we can have one pixelation in which the kid brings milk and then punches father, and then father slides maybe 200 meters back. So this is possible by pixelation. So a lot of things can be possible. You can make somebody, turn into kabutar and turn into some other stuff. You can make somebody get disappeared while doing that. So we'll do that also. So your answer is that yes, we can use humans in stop motion as well, which is called pixelation.
And then we have a lot of thanks and nice comments instead of questions on the chat. And
I just request one thing, that please make this, what we have just demonstrated, because I want to see your work. That will be more encouraging. That will be a real thanks. Then when you make it, first make a simple fish move. That's the first part. You will be able to do it within half an hour. Then you convert it into that story in which that fish is moving, and then one polythene falls on that, and then the fish is moving like that, feeling uncomfortable and choked, and then it stops. So at the end, there can be a title that also comes with the cutout letters. So it will finish your film, and it will be your first film. You feel confident. You can show, this is my first animated film on a social message of pollution. Right.
That's great, sir. I think it is time. Participants are continue. They are very interested, but I think now we'll break for lunch. Before that, Neeti ma'am is here. We would like her to actually have, if she has some questions or anything to share with us. Please, Neeti ma'am.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, Neeti ma'am, I hope you enjoyed.
I see I have put all my work aside and I'm glued to this. So if I can do this, I don't know what is the status of the participants. And I think I was right when I said that you will not feel like breaking in for lunch. And if possible, I think there might be one or two who will say, no, don't break for lunch when we can continue further. This was really very, very interesting session. I should say we didn't even come to know that itne ghante se hum log yahan baithe hue hain. And I think that applies to all the participants also, because I'm also looking into the general comments that are coming on the YouTube and other forums. So that this has been a very, I can say, sold out session. for us, that's the term we use as the experts and the academicians, that if the participants or our stakeholders have enjoyed what we have tried to put in together. So for us, that is a win-win situation. So this is another thing which I just thought, maybe if you have something in line for the next session where the participants should arrange, like we had it in the morning. So before we break in, we can give them that list also if required. I'm not sure what is your lineup for the next session, but let them be prepared, and so that in that 1 hour they can do also. Maybe one or two might not have been able to get all those stuff together.
Otherwise my intention was yesterday afternoon we shared this list so that they all have it. Otherwise our intention was that. But whatever they have arranged is enough for the second half also. The only thing that they would need is the clay, because now we are going to do with clay. So colored clay that is very easily available in schools also. All kids play with that. So that is the only thing that we need in the second half.
And you can also share that list once. Maybe the participants who have not been able to get the hold of it can take a snapshot, or they can take a...
I can put it in the message.
Because it's very nice if you do something simultaneously. Because ek baar ghar jaake, I think then we all lose the touch of being an active participant.
Exactly. So I'm putting here also in the chat box if it's good enough.
All right, we got it. So I think we're ready. We should really break for lunch. It's already 1:01. We should keep to the timeline. And thank you so much, sir. I think we'll be having more sessions when you are around, and Gaurav should take a note of it. Okay. So maybe some offline sessions maybe hum karenge, bachcho ke liye karenge.
Yeah, we would love, actually we conduct these sessions for so many schools. Many schools, they get interested because it explores the creative part of their brain. They gives them creative, intellectual development a lot. So we would love to conduct these offline, maybe. That's what I was asking Gaurav sir also, that it will be fun if they are here and, they are doing all this. It will be amazing.
It'll be amazing because see, once when we ask the kids, it's a very simple thing that I have also come across, that if you ask a kid to do a certain job, say prepare a PPT or something like that, and at that point of time that person tries to look into the different things that are available and present something, it never happens, because that's a deadline, that's a project that becomes a learning that in a different way where there's a deadline. But if such small things become a part of the daily routine, where they are even creating, maybe having a birthday party card, or maybe having something with their friends, some invite around. So once they start doing that, when they'll put it into their actual project work, it would be a cake work for them. So that is my goal. That is what I perceive when we go into such things, that these should not be taken in the first instance as something that has been doing for the learning part. This can be a tool that creates the whatever say interest and the inclination towards going into a proper learning path.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Gaurav. Very nicely done. Thank you.
Thank you, Nidhi ma'am. Thank you, Parminder sir. We'll break for lunch. We are not going to leave you yet. So we'll get back at 2. And then we'll also have a lot of participants have been asking about the certification and everything. So we'll have information on how the certificate will be provided, and all the information related to that also. So looking forward to the session after lunch.
Perfect.
And I think certificate is one parallel exercise, but learning is what I'll tell to all the participants. If you've learned something and you've been able to implement it in your school, and if you send it over to CBSE, send it over to us, then that would be the certificate that I'm looking forward to. बाकी तो सारे आपके सिर्फ एक CV में और आपके एक वो होता है ना फोल्डर में जाके इकट्ठे हो जाएंगे. I always say this, but certificate is important, and Gaurav, you should really be very strict when it comes to assessment, so that they know how they are doing it. And agar tools will permit, I to also would see that whatever Parminder sir has asked them to create, that can become one of the assessment exercises.
Yes.
Certainly that will be there.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Parminder sir.
All right.